Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to this kind of, like the title of this is channel/life update. So yeah, I'll kind of be updating you on what's going on in terms of my life, what it's going to look like over the next couple of months, and and kind of about the Musketeers here. So yeah, and of course with marching band, which we're in the thick of right now. So I kind of have a whole list of things here that we're going to get to here shortly. So that's I guess your short little preview as to what today is. Well, today's show is going to be about, and I know during kind of last season, at least during the Musketeer season, you guys kind of liked these little, I guess, midweek type of streams because we would only be on the air Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But during the week I'd kind of pre-film, a 10-15 minute thing to release during the week. So we might actually be doing that. Probably not every week for the future, but just kind of bi-weekly or something like that. Or if something pops up and I need to talk to you all about, then so in that case, they wouldn't be live. They would just be pre-filmed probably on like a Monday and released on a Tuesday. So yeah, this is kind of the first of those type of things, but we're doing it live. So yeah, because that's just lovely because we've had some recent developments going on here at RVN. Well, kind of, Saturday night, summer fun and games wrapped up for the year, and then Sunday, it's kind of where the fall start. Well, I guess I shouldn't really say where the fall starts, but like where the planning process for the fall season here on RVN kind of starts. So I'll kind of go through it in terms of what my plans are in terms of scheduling and stuff like that for some things. So yeah. Now, at least from September to October, the schedule for this channel will be dictated by marching band, because I am in marching band, obviously. So, band in general. So, marching, concert, pep band, all that type of stuff. It's kind of combined into one thing. So, this is kind of what the schedule is going to look like for September and October. What this is the schedule. So this is just kind of what it's going to look like over the next couple of months, because the marching band's pretty much on Fridays and Saturdays, which is when I usually be doing stuff. Hang on a minute, I'll be right back. My mom's calling my phone, which is just lovely, so I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. My mom loves a string cheese and a banana, so that is just lovely. Ain't it? But she's downstairs working in the basement, so I kind of had to do that. Alrighty, so this is let's get back to our main discussion. God, I'm out of breath, and I've got a lot of water out here with me, so yeah. So let's kind of talk about what my schedule is going to look like for marching band, because that will kind of dictate when we do stuff here on my channel. Our first really main performance is actually Wednesday. Now it's a parent performance, so it's not like a true, I guess you could call it's our first true performance, but it's really nothing, we're just performing to our parents. So like it's not like a big group of people like when we do it for competitions and for football and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's kind of the first main performance. And then the second performance, well, I guess our first big performance is September 6th. That's a football game. The thing with that is that is right in the middle of the Western Conference preseason shootout we've got at the Tyson. So, of course, and the Muskies do play that night. However, though, we won't be able to call that game. So instead, I was going to do a recap. I'm still kind of deciding this now when to do the recap for that game, either during the pregame show of the Saturday night game the next night, or do like a quick 10-minute stream Friday night after I get done and after I get home. Still not decided on that yet. I probably won't be until it'll probably end up being a last minute thing, to be quite honest with you. So yeah. And then our next performance after that is exactly 2 weeks later on September 20th. That's a football game that should be just fine in terms of programming here. In terms of streams though, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might pre-film something and have it released on Saturday just so that, Or I guess I don't have to necessarily do anything there. I mean, we can always take a week off, and I think that might be our week to do it. And then the next morning we have a band competition after that, and that's about 3 hours away from here. So, and last year, the interesting thing with that is we had to be at school so that we could leave for that competition at 4:30 in the morning. So having a football game the night before might not, may go over well. But the main reason for that is that there was a 9:30 a.m. Clinic with the judges, which to me I kind of find interesting whenever you have a clinic with a judge right before a competition, because they can almost kind of like favor you. I don't know, I always thought this, like they could favor you for like the performance and give you maybe a higher score, or I'm sure they probably have it where they probably met with all the schools, and so there was not really an unbiased thing going on. But yeah, I find that interesting. I find it very interesting, to be quite honest with you. But yeah. And then, yeah, so I probably, since there is a football game the night before, we probably won't have to get up or have to be there that early for that. Hopefully, cross our fingers, because the football game usually gets over between 9 and 9:30. And if we got to be there at 4:30, that's pretty much 7 hours from when the game ends until, where we have to leave. Or at least, pack everything up so that we can leave. So, yeah, that should be interesting how things work, to say the least. And then the next performance after that is the 27th. Now, the week of that week is homecoming week. So, yeah, we'll have the football game on the 27th. Now, the 28th is where things get interesting, because that is the Musketeers' official home opener in like their first kind of official game of the season. So, and the competition is here in town. So that's good. That'll definitely help out a lot. However, though, there's finals with that one. So, which is fine, which is completely fine. So because of that, we have to, you have the regular afternoon, and then you have the evening ones, because the finals take place during the evening. Now, I guess my band teacher has it set up to where, if we make finals, which there's a good chance that we will, we'll be first to go up. And the first spot is at about between 6 and 6:30-ish, somewhere in there. So, and of course the hockey game starts at 6, and the homecoming dance starts at 8. So that shouldn't affect it too badly. We might just, because we'll probably leave straight from the performance, like after we get off the field and stuff, we'll pretty much be free to go at that point. So, yeah, so that's what'll probably end up happening. Like I said, that'll be at about 6:30 or about 6:45. So we'll probably, if we leave straight from the stadium to the rink, we should be there at about 7:15, which means the second period will be right in the middle of it. That's kind of going to be the plan for now, for that. So I might be showing up in my band gear. That'll be real funny to say the least. So yeah, and then after that, the week after that, we've got nothing to get the week off. So, oh, sneeze. So yeah, probably not. I get allergies, so you know, the I got my allergies. We'll just say that. So yeah, we get pretty much. We pretty much get the week off just to pretty much do whatever we want. So that's going to be good. So that Saturday night we'll plan to do something. Well, we will be doing something because the Muskies, they're in Fargo. So that should really be a whole lot of fun, to say the least. And then the Saturday after that, because there's no football game that Friday night, the Saturday after that is where things get crazy, because we have two competitions that day, one in the morning and then one in the evening, which is fine, you know, that's no big deal. However, though, there's a hockey game that night, and unfortunately we won't be able to call that one, unfortunately, which is okay. That's okay. I can miss a game or two a year. That won't bother me. But yeah, so that shouldn't really affect the schedule too much. And their Muskies do play at home the Friday night beforehand, so we'll have that game ta there, like that. So yeah. And then after that, Friday night, that is a football game. So that should be just fine. Although there is a hockey game that night at home, so unfortunately that will be a recap as well. And then Saturday is going to be just like the scenario from the September 28th. We're going to a competition about half an hour away from here, so it's not too big of a deal. At least it shouldn't. And if we go by the schedule, if everything goes well in terms of scheduling and stuff like that, from my sophomore year when we went, then we should be back right around when the first period is ending. So yeah, that'll get us in a good position to call from the second period on. So yeah, that'll be the plan for that night, I think. And then after that, the 25th, that's gonna be my final ever band thing. Oh, for marching band. So sad. It'll be a football game though, so that's good. That's good at least. So yeah. So that's really it in terms of that. Like I said, these next 2 months will really be determined on. I have this little sheet in here as a bookmark so that, you know, I don't have to go flipping through things over and over again. So yeah, well, largely the next 2 months will be based off of my band schedule and stuff for that. And we won't get like the letter with like, you know, completed times and a kind of a play-by-play of how things are going to work until usually Monday or Tuesday of the event, or sometimes even Wednesday. So yeah. So yeah, although I'm really excited for this fall and for the Muskies to get back and going, because that's fun. I mean, we're having a hell of a time with the X's right now because we won a series. We swept a series from Winnipeg, which definitely I don't think anybody in the league thought was going to happen. Neither did I, to be quite honest with you. But you know what? It did. So there. So now we've got all the momentum. We play Kansas City starting tonight. Now Kansas City is the team we're trying to kind of push to the side so that, you know, we can clinch that final playoff spot. So and it's a 5-game series too, because we have a doubleheader with them tomorrow night. So that should be a whole lot of fun, to say the least. So yeah, we'll have that, and then coverage of that will, well, for each night at least until Thursday, will start at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time right here on my channel. So yeah, we'll get kind of towards the end of the game and kind of discuss it and stuff like that for about half an hour to 45 minutes, maybe even up to an hour. Who knows, depending on what how long the game goes. So yeah, these next 5 games are going to be really crucial for the X's. So you'll be along for the ride for that one. So yeah. But yeah, once that final band performance on the 25th at the football game, it should be pretty much a free schedule from there. Of course, we will have the large group contest in May, but that's during the postseason, and obviously you saw the negative consequences of me not going to that. So of me going to it and skipping the hockey game, is that we absolutely got completely blown out of the water. Which, if I was there, that would have never happened. There you go. That's my take on that. And then, of course, I got scolded last year by my band teacher for skipping a performance to go to the Muskies game. But you know what? When you're sick, I'd much rather be sitting in a place where I could control, whether I have my coat off and when I don't have my coat on. So, yeah. And that was really the case that night. So, yeah. Screw off. Although I bet you now that my dad has passed away, she kind of regrets that. But, yeah. I'd say that's one last night I got to spend with my dad. Then me, and that's priceless. That's, those things will stick with you for, the rest of your life. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that would I'm not saying that wouldn't. I'm just saying, it would have been far more memorable doing that than, you get my drift, I think, personally. But, yeah, that was kind of a little update as to, what's going on for me in my life and what the channel's going to look like for the next 2 months or so. So, yeah, but like I said, once things really start getting going in about a month or so, we'll have these kind of midweek videos that are, maybe 10, 15 minutes long. And, but it won't be every week. It'll just be every other week. So maybe, I don't know, if something happens, like we have a hockey game Friday or Saturday night and I learn info about something that happened during the game or whatever from, really anybody that I think is important to put on here for you all, and I think you guys would like that, and that those midweek videos would help a whole lot with that. But we also had one for the launch of Summer Fun and Games, just kind of the calendar for that, which we'll do in about March or so. I'll know by the end of the year what shows will be renewed and what shows will be canceled and what show we're going to debut, because we usually cancel one show and then replace it with a new show. The pilot, though, for that show won't air until February, so, and that will more than likely be pre-filmed, depending on, although it could end up going live, depending on where it is in the schedule. So, yeah, I still got to work some things out on that for the pilot, and then we'll release it, and then we'll see how it does. If it does well, that'll be the new game we put in our Summer Fun and Games lineup while we start pre-filming all the other ones around January. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a very sad year, though, because it'll be my final. I'll be a senior, which is going to be so sad. But I've had a blast, though, these last 4 years. Despite, kind of the dampers on everything this past year on my junior year. Sorry, something's crawling up my leg and it's bugging me. Quite literally, a bug. So, yeah, so that's going to, and I bet you senior year is just going to be a ton of fun. A ton of fun, to say the least. So, yeah, and then my last day of school this year is on May 15th. I'm so excited because we get out like a week early than everyone else does, and it's just a whole lot of fun. So, yeah, this will be a very fun, sad year, to say the least. Fun, sad, I don't know, kind of happy, big, spectacular. I'm trying to, each television season, just have things, things get bigger and bigger and bigger and reach our max potential. That's kind of what we're doing. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then I also forgot to mention on the band front, the reason why we're starting so late with those games this week is because I have band in the evening from 7 to 9. I had a nice, relaxing day, got one video filmed and this, and now it's like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go because, I've spent all day, just relaxing and doing some work, and then, I got to go back. That's okay, though. I'll power through. It's only 2 hours, so I'll be fine. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, we will see you all later tonight. Peace.